Hey everybody, Mushbeard here, back with some more Chain Strike action, and just a reminder, this video is brought to you by chainstrike.net. For Guardian guides, tips, tricks, information, and more, head on over to chainstrike.net for all of your Chain Strike information. Now today, we're going to be talking about the patch that's about to drop, should be in the next 24 hours. They have released the patch notes here, so we will go ahead and take a look at that. I apologize, there hasn't been any videos lately. I've actually made them, but I've been having an issue with the recording. There's a very loud crackling sound that goes on throughout the recording. It's very persistent. I think I've got it fixed. We'll find out once if you see this video, then I have gotten it fixed. But I've had to scrap a couple of videos already because of it, because I couldn't figure out what was going on. But all right, let's dive into the patch notes again. There was the developers notes for May that we took a look at a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. But now we've got the information on the patch that is scheduled to come out May 17th, 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, which for me, that would be 10 p.m. tonight from when I'm recording this video, so it'll be good. They will be shut down. There's an update reward. You get 3 books of Mystical Dimension, 50 Moonstones, 200 shoes, and 100,000 gold. That is great for a patch reward. I will take that. Thank you, Com2Us. And that doesn't even include what they're changing. That's just the reward for the downtime they're going to provide. Alright, so promotion battle content improvement. The daily victory reward will go. Like they said before, there will now be rewards for 3 wins, 5 wins, and 10 wins. And the thing you want to note here is, do not collect your wins rewards until you're done with the 10 for the day. Because at the rating you collect them at is where you'll get all your rewards at. So if you win 3 fights and you're in gold 1, and then you collect, you'll get the 3-star one, but when you're done with the 10, you'll be in gold 1, you'll get gold 1 rewards. But if you wait till you're done and you're in platinum, you'll get platinum rewards for all of them. So don't collect the 3-win reward until you're done with your 10, so you can collect them all at your highest point in the day. So when you're at your highest rank, go ahead and collect all the ones you got, and you'll get the most battle chests, I believe what they were called, just the points, the rewards that they're giving you. And that does not count for revenge, rivals, or goodwill battles, so it's battle mode only, so remember that. Alright, they've also done some ranking improvements. They changed things from top 100 to top 200, so they're adding an extra 100 people to get extra rewards, now adding 100 Moonstones and a Book of Dimension for that. And then they're increasing Moonstones for everyone above that. If you're number 1, going from 600 to 1,000, that's pretty cool. Stuff like that, you can check that out. That's not me. I'm not quite high enough for that. Usually just inside or outside the top 300 on global, so doesn't really affect me, but hopefully it will one day. Alright, and then they're talking about the promotional tiers that they're going to have, the point requirements. They're going down for everything under gold 1. Gold 1 and up is staying the same. Gold 2 and under is all changing. So if you're in those ranges, just take a look. And they're saying if you're in silver 2 or lower when the week ends, you will stay in silver 2 at the current points that you were at. So if you're in silver 2 or lower, you won't fall back like you used to. You'll just stay where you are so you can keep climbing and try to get into the gold ranks. Alright, that could help with some competition where it looks like there's not that many people, but if some people are lower and they have to reset every week and climb up where others don't, that's a little unfair. So, alright, new and improved items in the Glory Shop. The 3-star floors, you'll now be able to get 10 times a week, 4 stars up to 5 times a week, and 5 times now twice a week. As well as the random legendary equipment box will now go from once a week to 3 times a week, and will go from, instead of 4 to 6-star legend equipment, it is now a 5 or 6-star rare to legend equipment. So they knock out the 4 stars, but at least you're getting, so you're at least getting 5-star, but you can now get a rare as well, instead of just legendary. So it is a little bit changed, but they are reducing the price from 200 glory points to 150. So it'll be interesting to see if people take advantage of that to get that 5 and 6-star equipment, because the stat bonus from jumping from 4-star to 5-star is huge. It's like, I think at plus 12 for an item, it's like 16% difference, where like 3-star to 4-star is like 2 to 4% difference at plus 12, but 4-star to 5-star is like 16% difference. It is a huge jump from 4 to 5-star equipment. So make sure you're getting that 5-star equipment. The random essences box was 3 times a week, now it'll be 5 times a week, and it will now contain 10 essences instead of 5. Not a big deal. I don't know how many people are actually using that, but just in case you are, it is a nice little boost. And then the random upgrade box will no longer be available, but they are adding a new item, the Experience Potions High ×5. You can do that 5 times a day for 10 glory points. So you can buy XP potions from your PvP vendors. That's pretty cool. And then there's new package updates. Since I am free to play, these don't really concern me, but the information is out there if you need it. I'll just go ahead and skip over those. Auto battle update. Here's one of the big features we were talking about. How are they going to do it? So they have decided that you will be able to repeat up to 10 times automatically for anything that you've cleared rank S grade in the adventure. You can also use it for Mysterious Sanctuary in Unknown Land, but you cannot use it for Forgotten Tower, Hall of Judgment, or promotion battles. So basically in adventure or evolution stone farming, those kind of things, or equipment farming, you can use it 10 at a time as long as you have the shoes and you don't fail. So it will stop when you fail a battle, or if you reach the max number of guardian or equipment that you can store, like 200, 300, whatever, or if you run out of shoes, it will automatically stop. That's cool. I like it this way. I don't want the, hey, you can do it infinitely so people can just run it overnight all the time and not have to do anything. I don't like that. I drop out of those games pretty quick because I don't do that, so you fall way behind. So this would be nice. If you a little break, you don't have to look at it every, 30 seconds or 10, 50, especially during hot times when some people are clearing boards in like 15 seconds. Be able to run 10 of those at a time without having to, stand there for every 15 seconds and hit the button for an hour straight. That's a big help. So I think it'll be done well. It sounds like they put a lot of thought into it. It'll be done in a good way. And then they got some content improvements. Some daily challenge rewards have been modified. The gold that you used to get for your daily challenge rewards is now going to be shoes. So more shoes is better, I guess. Hopefully those shoes will convert into more gold than you originally were getting, but at least you'll get experience and stuff or equipment with those shoes. Dungeons are being balanced. Difficulty of some stages is being downgraded in normal difficulty 1, 5, 1, 9, 2, 5, and 2, 9. I didn't know those were difficult in normal. I thought the starter characters they give you could get through them fairly easily, but hey, just in case you couldn't, those are being toned down. But the big one is the Mysterious Sanctuary's 8th and 9th floor are being nerfed, so they should not be as difficult. So if you're currently farming floor 7 after this patch, you can only try at least floor 8 and see if your current team can get you there now after the nerf. And maybe with a little upgrades, you might be able to do 9 and get a little bit closer to 10. I'm going to be looking forward to that because Apollon 7 is what I farm when I'm farming, so I'm hoping I can crack into 8, maybe even 9 after a little bit of gear improvement. They are doing an AI improvement on Lord Dragon for the Kraken dungeon. I don't have him, so that doesn't bother me. They also are, the number of max guardian slots will be changed from 300 to 400. So an extra 100 guardians, hey, that's nice to have. Now, as for the guardian balancing, this is some stuff we were also wondering. They said they were going to, be balancing some guardians out there. We'll take a look at the ones here. The skill damage of some guardian skills has been increased for Leon, for Bishop and Knight, and Rook and Queen. Attacks all enemies in the range, and they're going to do, the first ones do double damage when 3 or more targets attack, and the second one ignores defense when the targets attack. 3 or more targets attack, so that's kind of cool. Then they're just doing a couple of things with sleep, so they're making it so certain attacks from sleep units no longer wake up enemies. Ciela, Hamelon, Succubus, those are the ones involved here. Basically, so they'll have some synergy with themselves. However, pincer attacks, unless you're pincering with those other units, will still wake them up, so you got to be careful with pincers. But it is helpful, so if you use like a Queen Ciela and you use her AoE Sleep, and then you have a Claudia that unlocks her and lets her move again, then you use her AoE Nuke. If anything's still alive, they'll still be asleep, so that's kind of cool. I'm actually going to try a similar combo to that coming up, so I can't wait for that. And they're just doing some reference values. It looks like Stein is getting some pincer attack scaling on his skills, kind of like Dragonaz has, who actually, you hear me talk about when he got released, and I said I didn't think he'd be very good. I fought one of them in PvP, and he hit like a truck, so I think it was dual scaling, attack and pincer, which is why he hit so hard, but either way, it looks like Stein might be getting the same treatment, so watch out for those Steins coming up. They could be doing a lot more damage. Alright, then we're going into the 4-star Guardians that have had some skills adjusted. Meringue, She's getting hers. Skill name modification is now Fox's original intent, and they're changing it so she attacks enemies in the range and resets your skill cooldown whenever an enemy is defeated. And that just gives over the modifiers for skill ups how it is. For Bishop and Queen, the Fox's Curse will now remove one beneficial effect granted on all enemies and block beneficial effects for one turn with an 80% chance. But that is changing the AP cost from 0 to 1. So it's a little bit better, but it's at least going to cost you an AP now. King and Knight have their Vampire Flame changed to attack all enemies in the range to inflict damage that's proportionate to the number of target enemies and recovers HP by 30% of the inflicted damage. So Vampire effects. Not a lot of people use Meringue, although I think she has more uses than people realize, but we'll see here. And then Jonas's are getting buffed. Their first skill, or Johannes, however you say it, their first skill is getting changed to give a attack power for 2 turns instead of 1 turn to the ally with the highest attack power to begin with. So before, he had to pincer and then hope that your highest attack guardian was the one that was actually doing the attack to grant the buff for the 1 turn for the attack. Now it'll be for 2 turns, so even if it's not that one person, you'll know who it was, and you can attack with them the following turn. That's kind of a good buff. And then they're also Extreme Chain Strike for Bishop and Knight. Attacks the enemy in the range 4 consecutive times and creates a shield that's equal to 20% of max HP. 20% of the max HP on an ally with the lowest HP for 2 turns. Before, it had a condition where the enemy had to have less HP than you. Now they're removing the condition. So it's just going to happen all the time now. And that goes into the 5-star Guardians. They're changing for Skuld, Bishop and King. Attacks the enemy in the range 3 consecutive times and creates a shield that's equal to 20% of max HP on all allies for 2 turns. So basically what they did here is it used to get the shield if you killed someone with this skill. Now they're removing that condition. It's just anytime you use it, everyone gets the shield for 2 turns. Great buff. I have King Skuld, so she is going to get some more use. Soulless for all of them. Their main attack changing to attack the main range 2 consecutive times, decrease attack damage for 2 turns with an 80% chance, and decreases the attack power for 2 turns when at least 3 guardians attack. So just small buff to their first skill. Nice little quality of life change there. Soulless Knight and Queen creates a shield equal to 25% of your max HP and activates penetration effect on all allies for 2 turns. That is a buff. It used to do, I think it was just 1. Now it's on your entire team. So just a little bit buff for Soulless. You could use Soulless as opposed to Langmar now in Apollon if you have her. So that can save you some building time. Krishna getting changes where her skills, instead of doing double damage to gimmicks, are now going to do triple damage to gimmicks. Remember that Nexus is, so in PvP, the Nexus is a gimmick, as well as, I believe, Kraken's tentacles in the Kraken dungeon. So she could find some uses in both of those places now. Doing that triple damage, and might be able to do a whole lot to them. So look out for Krishnas in PvP and possibly climbing up the Kraken ranks. And then Night Hades is getting a skill change. Its skill 2 used to be the Space Cut, where it's the one where it swaps positions and hides. They're getting rid of that. Now it's going to have a second AoE ability, which is the same, I believe, as the Rook one. Does 4 consecutive attacks and resets your skill cooldown if you kill an enemy with it. So that's really cool. I believe that's the same as the Rook. So he should do a lot more damage. And then the only nerf that's coming in here is for Hua, the Bishop and Knight Hua. They're changing it. Instead of their attack doing continuous damage, 3 continuous damage for 3 turns each, with a 100% chance, it's now going to cost you 20% of your current HP to do 3 turns continuous damage, 3 continuous damages for 3 turns each with a 50% chance. So it's getting a 50% nerf plus an HP cost. People are really upset about this. I don't think it's a huge nerf. Yeah, it's going to make it a little less stable for your runs if that's what you were using, but overall, it sounded like from people that, even people that owned her, she was really strong. So it's they're thinking maybe if they had changed it to 70% or 80%, it might have been enough, but maybe they'll readjust it back if they feel this is too much. But that's just a look at that. I don't have Hua, so I can't comment. But that is all of the notes that are coming in for the patch that should be hitting tonight. If this is when if you're watching it on the 17th, I am looking forward to it. Plus the rewards they're going to give you, like I said, 200 shoes, 100,000 gold, 50 moonstones, and three books to summon. I will take that in the morning when I wake up. But that is it for this episode, everybody. Thanks for watching. This is Mushbeard. I am out.